Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Bazaar, Grievous Total Gaming Network's EverQuest Next and Landmark game podcast. We'd like to welcome with us for our first time, Thalan, who is typing.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. And Darkraven for the first time on the cast, too.
Hi.
Got two newbies.
All right.
With me. Everyone else dropped out of me, and I kicked everybody out.
Yeah,
We're all afraid of your awesomeness.
That's right.
They're afraid of the Thalan I went to PAX.
They're afraid of my sexiness. What can I say?
Cool. I'm so cool. So yes, but tonight we're giving away lunar keys, another beta key. So if you're interested, stay tuned. But we have lots to talk about, a lot of stuff not mentioned at PAX that maybe someone heard, and a lot of stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Secrets.
Anyways, yeah, secrets.
Spoilers.
God, I love those.
Okay. So Dark,
Yes.
how's Landmark been treating you?
Landmark's been treating me good as long as I pay my upkeep, which I always remind people on Sundays, pay your upkeep. I even tweeted it today.
You forgot to remind me, though.
You know what? You should have been checking Twitter, man. I'm out there like, don't forget, because it's sad. But like we were talking, something weird was going on today with the claims. I don't know. I think something funky happened, but it's been good, you know. And I'm sorry, I'm a little sick, so I sound really funny today. So I will have to take momentary drinks. But no, it's been good. Lots of harvesting, because I love the Lumicite. So I've been trying to get everything together. I made my first Lumicite, used Violet. Oh, it's beautiful. Did my Grievance G, looks great. So not so much building, but a lot of harvesting.
Sorry, my wife's dropping a bunch of stuff, and so it's coming through the mic.
Good timing, wife.
I know, I have kids sometimes that walk by, so I understand. Right in my line of sight, too. I'm like, hi.
Well, speaking of claims and upkeep, Thalan, how's that going for you?
Yeah, rub it in. I goofed. I thought my claim was due tonight, but it was due last night. And I came in this morning and lost my claim.
Oh.
Oh, so sad.
Yes.
For the second time.
Your epic 4-claim castle has disappeared. Gone.
I wish I could say that was a yes, but more like my small, mediocre 2-claim of a wall.
Yeah. Nice wall.
Hey, walls are tough. They can be tricky if you're not great with the cut and paste. I can cut, I just can't paste very well for some reason. I'm a designer. You'd think I could do it, but no. Nope.
Well, it's a whole new world of designing, really.
It really is. You know, it's that 3-dimension that just makes it totally different.
Well, maybe you're going for the Game of Thrones theme, the wall. You're just...
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Big
Trying to keep
wall.
the ice out back on the other side.
Yeah.
There you go. In the desert.
Beware the White
In the
Walkers.
desert. I'm in the desert.
We can pretend there's snow. Just
Okay.
pretend.
So
It would
first
be
of
funny.
all...
Is it out there where you got a desert and an Arctic biome side by side? Somebody takes a corner claim and makes the wall.
I don't know. Is there...
That would be...
Where there's desert and ice.
I'm
like
pretty
right next to
sure.
it? Is there?
Because
Okay.
isn't tundra
There must
ice?
be a combo like that.
Oh, I think
I thought
there
they got
is.
everything, right?
It's like the
I
most
remember-
like ugly looking like...
It is, because you can't see the ground. Because usually I go to deserts to find, because it's really easy to see. I go and I'm like, there's snow everywhere. I'm like, what the crap is this? Like, I can't see anything.
Yeah.
So I didn't last long. I bounced out of there. But
Yeah.
I think there is at least a couple of them.
Yes. Well, that's where we are not.
No.
Yes.
No. Yes. No.
I like the
no
old
snow.
growth.
I like the way the snow looks and everything, but when you're trying to harvest and stuff, it's
Yeah.
terrible. It's terrible. Okay. So the roundtable question for this week. What are you most interested in participating at SOE Live? I know I'm going to go. I don't know if anybody else is going, but
Potentially.
Potentially.
Yes,
It's on the right
potentially.
side of the country.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'm
That's
working on a few
better.
things. If it
Yes.
comes through, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm
And
only
it's
45
Vegas.
minute flight away. Yeah, and it's Vegas. And we get to see Omi drink. So
You got to go to see that.
Yeah.
That alone makes the trip worth it.
I guess,
I may not or may not have already seen that.
oh, okay. That one may have seen that already. So anyways, not so much in what we want to see, maybe. I know, because everyone, according to this poll, and you look at the percentages, everyone wants to see Next. I mean,
yeah.
we all love
Come on.
Landmark and everything, but we want to see Next. We want to see more stuff about Next, and that's what the overwhelming votes were on. But what do you think this tells us about what SOE should expect to show us at SOE Live?
I'm starting to feel like everything. I mean, I'm always excited to see all the drunken pictures because it seems to be what a lot of it is about. Can't lie, I think that's very exciting. I wouldn't mind participating. So I
That's what
kind of
we
like
live. It's just a big drunk party.
I mean, even at PAX, they went to that bar in the corner with all the streamers and
Oh
the little
yeah,
sketchy
it's a
bar
little dive
luckies.
bar.
Yeah, of like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Who forgetting about the games? We'll read about it later. Let's just go hit up some bars. No, um, no, I'm excited. I'm really excited to hear more about Next. I'm not gonna lie, that's the whole reason I'm doing Landmark. Is just to bide my time. I am ecstatic about Next. So I just want to hear more. There's just so little out there right now. It's killing me.
Yeah, I know. We haven't heard anything about Next ever since Thalan typed. It was like crazy.
Sorry. I'll mute myself next time.
But since SOE Live last year, right? Like any updates on it?
No, there really hasn't been. It's been
Yeah,
quiet.
Yeah.
It's been Landmark and lots of Landmark, and then
I mean, we kind of always knew that they were going to take monuments and things that were made in Landmark and put them into Next. But then they made that announcement at the last live stream that they were going to actually start putting the contest out there. These are the parameters, build something, and the best one wins, and we'll put it by the the teleporter or the hub or whatever they're going to end up calling it. So
yeah.
it's nice to see that they're actually starting to make those decisions for Next and not just talking about it, but they're actually actively pursuing them. And that's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So, mentioning that in the live stream, they mentioned the contest for building a landmark. Do either of you have plans for maybe building a landmark?
Seriously, I can't build a box. I mean, if it's pretty,
Well,
and
it has
fun.
to be on a box, so you can do the base maybe.
I will build everyone's bases. How about that? If you
Yes.
want to build a monument, I will build you a base because I can do squares.
I may or may not have something in mind to work on. Yes, I got to figure out the base part first
Yeah, I
and
know,
get better
like,
at my corners.
everyone's like so worried about the base that they're like, oh, I'm not gonna.
I know.
I'm gonna make it the landmark. You're like, oh, what's the base gonna look
Base.
like?
It's got to be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It can't just be a base. It can't be a square
Yeah.
block or whatever.
50 voxels high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But it can be empty. Yay.
It can. Yeah, it can be
You don't
empty.
have
You don't have to use a million
No.
boxes to fill your base up.
Because that's still a lot of dirt. Even if it's only dirt, that's a lot.
Yes.
So
All your base
yeah.
art belong to me.
that's right. I love the reference. It was cute.
So, what's this next question we have? In EverQuest Next, would you like to see claim ownership in the open world as it is in Landmark? We talked about this
Yeah.
a while ago, but since we're talking about Next, do we think Next and Landmark are gonna coincide kind of the same way, just building in the open world? Since I have the two of you on here, and last time I asked Steel.
I don't think I want harvesting to be the same. I don't know. I mean, I know the ground heals, but it is ugly for a while, and I've always had where like MMOs be really pretty. And even though Landmark's pretty, I just sometimes hate running along and there's a big hole in the ground. I don't know why that bothers me, but it does. And then half the time I fall in it. But I would love to still see people being able to build out in the open. I still would love to see that. And I somewhere in the back of my head, it seems like they said that was going to be possible, but I could be combining the two. I could be really confusing the two games. So, because I mean, there was one game, I am sorry, I can't remember what it is, but you could go out and all the little houses were out there and you could pick yours. I mean, that's cool, but I'd rather build it. But I like where everyone could walk out of your house and walk into the land, walk
Yeah.
into the world.
Yeah.
I love that. Rather than like EverQuest 2 right now, everyone walks into the same door.
Yeah.
But everyone has different houses, but it's the same door.
Well,
It
kinda-
worked for a while.
You remember when EverQuest 2 first came out, and it was like, I mean, everyone walked into the same door, but depending on what house you had.
Yeah.
Like, so you had to, remember when you had to search for, before they had just, you can click to go wherever you needed to go, you actually had to go search for the house that they were in.
Yes. Oh
Yes.
gosh.
So that was
Yeah.
to me, that was kind of cool, because it kind of, in a little bit
broke
of a
it up.
way, yeah, it broke it up. It kind of felt like you were still in the world, and you're like, oh, I'm looking for this person's house. Like, you're knocking on the door. It's like, oh, are they in
Yeah.
this one?
Yep.
or
It was more like an apartment building,
yeah,
though.
it
It's
was
like
yeah,
high
there was like a
rise
bunch
or
of
something.
there was a bunch of apartment buildings lined up. Like,
Yeah.
were they in Kino's Harbor, or were they in? I
Yeah.
forget the other part of Kino's that had all
Castle
the
View.
apartments. Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah.
and you had to go look for them. So that was
Kettleville.
what?
Kettleville. Isn't that
Kettleville?
where the cats were?
I don't know.
I had a Kara. I thought she started there. Nettleville, not Kettleville.
Nettle.
I'm sorry. Oh,
Like, wait a minute, that
gosh.
didn't sound right.
Ah,
Kettle. That's all. I'm hungry now. I want some.
kettle corn,
Yeah,
man.
kettle corn.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm hungry.
Yes.
Combining things again.
So what about you, Thalan? Do you think what would you like housing to be
I'm
like?
torn, honestly. I could picture, what the mess that became of Star Wars Galaxies with open world housing. You walk 5 steps and you're in a house, 5 steps in your house, 5 steps in your house. It's hard to get to where the monsters are now because it's houses everywhere. So that being said, it's also hard to put a limit on where people can put a house when you do that, because it's hard to put a designated area if you're going to let the whole world be open for somebody to go put a house down on.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, here's a raid boss. Oh, there's someone's house.
Yeah, it kind of
They just blew
restricts
it
the
up.
adventuring areas back,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they could do something like Rift is doing with their alternate and WildStar with, it's not really part of, but it's
Yeah, it's just
elsewhere.
an instance, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that way you could still go build up your claim, whatever it may be.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, if they had a housing area that you zoned into, but it was still almost like landmark, you zone into landmark kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Something.
But it just seems so, I don't know, 10 years ago, right? Like everything we've heard about Next so far
Yeah.
just sounds so complete, not like something we won't recognize, but everything, all the mechanics, questing, built like the world being destructible, everything just sounds like a complete rethinking of how MMO should work. And then all of a sudden, if the company who has Landmark made housing just this instance little area,
Yeah.
like it just doesn't
Yeah.
seem like it would.
Well, they have
I
that
agree.
engine now where they can make, look at PlanetSide 2 and H1Z1. They're making that. I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm guessing here that they're going to use the same type of engine and being able to run and have that many people in the same area and have it be so large that it really would be possible. And maybe just put a cap on how many voxels can be used in a zone or something so it doesn't overtake it, where you have to move on to the next one, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing, too, is it is going to be voxels, which makes it more crisp to stream over somebody's computer,
Yeah.
in theory.
Yeah. In theory. Everything's in theory.
Yes.
Yeah, but what they're talking about with the dynamic content, monsters spawn here, monsters spawn there, you kill them, they appear over here,
Yeah.
It seems possible to have the houses out there too. But again, it's all a matter of how big the world is, how many people they let in,
Yeah.
and what they actually build for already pre-built content with cities and things.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to have nothing out there as a blank slate. It's just that's not Norath.
Yeah. Yeah.
But kind
It's all
of
filled
like,
with stuff.
I remember
Yeah.
one time what they were talking, like some of the panels at SOE Live. I don't like all this could have changed in the past 8 months or whatever, right? But how there isn't going to be much of Norath, right? Like the story and the lore leads up to we're all going back to Antonica, right? Or we're going. What's the main continent? Is it
Antonica.
Yeah,
Antonica, yeah.
Going back to the main continent from Kunark, and they were saying like each server might end up being different
Yeah.
because of
I've
the way the
seen
dynamic
that.
True.
content
Good point.
works. And so like say everyone's going to start in Kinos, and then we're going to spread out, and then they're going to have an event. Let's say the next event is, we discover Freeport, and we're going to start building Freeport, or we're going to let some gnolls destroy it, right? So
Yeah.
what if the server you're on helps the gnolls, everybody helps the gnolls, and all of a sudden Freeport becomes this gnoll infested place, whereas on another server it could be the city that we all recognize as Freeport, and so
Yeah.
you could log into different servers. And so I don't know, like,
I like that take on it.
yeah, it seems
I do
crazy.
too.
It seems crazy, but it's like, how are they going to do this? But it sounds like, okay, that's what I want, right?
Makes it more like a movie almost. It's like
Yeah.
choose your own adventure books. Gosh, I love those as a kid. Those are so fun.
I know, right?
And I like thinking that a game could be like that.
Yeah.
But an MMO. I mean, yeah, you have the games like The Witcher and stuff or Mass Effect where you can choose your outcomes and stuff by your choices, but they're not on that grandeur scale where you're with your buddy and you collectively all have to make a decision on what you want to do, and that completely changes your game experience. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. And so I don't know if you got to watch it, Dark, but the future of MMOs, the MMORPG panel,
I don't
they
think so.
they were talking about AI and kind of stuff like that, and how, I mean, a lot of stuff, like some of them mentioned, like, well, they got to make sure their telegraphs are different every time, so nothing's predictable and stuff. But
Yeah.
but when we think about the AI on EverQuest Next, do we see anything like that happening right now, or have we ever played anything like that? No, right?
Not really. I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of something, but no.
Yeah, and it's a lot to do with the Story Bricks, right?
Yeah.
The company Story Bricks, that, is it Story Bricks? Yeah. That they teamed
can't.
up with.
It is. Yes. It is.
Yes, yeah. In England, or is it England or whatever? But they teamed up with them, and they're doing like all this dynamic questing and story-driven stuff where the world evolves around you. So it's not
Yeah,
just
love that.
it's not every time you log in it's the same predictable world that you
Yeah.
have to log into, right?
Or you just like mindlessly just start going, you start grinding, trying to get levels or do your dailies as that other game.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, every time you log in, it's like a new experience. And I think that keeps the game fresh and, hopefully keep people coming back, which is the important part of an MMO. You want them to come back, especially when it's free to play, So you got to have them in the game to make money. So that's important.
Gotta keep them interested.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know Magic rules, but we have a bunch of lunar keys to give away, and so a lot of people on the channel already have them. But if you don't have one, just go ahead and grab a
Yeah.
lunar key. That's fine.
I
the
don't
beta
even
key.
have a lunar key yet.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Dark can't even grab one. She can't even jump high or whatever.
No. I have
I
the
don't have one
little
either.
pansy hook too. I barely go like 2 feet in the air,
Oh,
but
you
it's
gotta
something.
Gotta build a better hook.
I know. I've been harvesting. I probably have enough now. I don't know.
But in the panel, though, they were talking about how, what was it? Just what kind of we lost what's made MMOs fun, like the mystery and everything like that. It's because we're starting to get into these MMOs that are kind of just go down the same path, right?
Yeah.
And so every time you log in, you know what to expect. You know what this mob's gonna do. You know where you're gonna go, or like you said, you're gonna do your dailies.
Yeah.
But do you think Next is gonna bring back kind of that mystery and everything, because you're not sure
Hope
what you're
so.
gonna log into every day?
It better.
It would be nice.
It better do that.
Yeah.
I would be ecstatic. It would be probably the last game I played for a while if it did.
This weekend, their new expansions coming this fall, and it's just more of the same. Kill some
Oh.
stuff, quest. Kill some stuff, quest. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. it
Seems like
doesn't
all
seem
the games are like
exciting.
that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just clicked through it. I don't even read. I remember the first time I played EverQuest, I had a horrible graphics card, and it still was all beautiful to me. It didn't even matter that it was all gooey and blobby. I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is so cool. I read every line of text,
Yeah.
I was so into it. Okay, like my 6th character in. Clickety, 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 click. Let's get through this. Let me get to where I'm going. I need another trade skiller or something, I just don't want that to happen anymore because
Yeah.
I'm to an age where I don't have time for that. I need fun. When I need to get my escape, I want it to be interesting. I want it to keep my focus. I don't want to fall asleep like I do now. It's not good. Not in this chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So, anyways, PAX East, a lot of stuff happened. Someone was there.
Not me.
Thalan.
Somebody was there. What?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I was.
Yes. Were
Oh.
you? Did you happen to be at the bar, the Brick Scary bar?
Lucky's?
Would that be
Lucky's.
called Lucky's Lounge, perhaps?
Yes.
Lucky's
yes,
Lounge?
Yes. Were you at Lucky's
I
Lounge?
I very well may have been one of the people invited to that. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's
Yes.
so cool. I'm
So
so
how-
jealous.
So tell us all about PAX.
It was definitely an experience. It started off mostly with Saturday night for me. I only had the Sunday ticket. I was not one of the lucky few able to get the 3-day pass. I tried and failed, unfortunately. I just wasn't able to get it. But I got the Sunday pass. And being somebody who lives near Boston, it's a nice and easy convention for me to get to. So I look forward to going there every year. It's fun. This year, I had the opportunity passed on from being part of Grievance here to attend the super secret meeting of the Landmark team after their after party that they had in little downtown Boston. It was about 30, 40 Sony employees, and then maybe a half a dozen people from the gaming world. It was a lot of fun. It was a small little dive bar. You know, you just go down some stairs and around the corner. There's no advertisement. There's actually no sign for the bar even. You just have to know where it is. And however, outside are pulled up quite a few stretch limos and fancy black Cadillacs. And you walk in and, oh, look, there's Sony employees. I got there and I was greeted by Mr. Omid and, you know, gave him my thanks for the invite and introduced myself and said where I was from, etc. And he offered to buy me a drink. Oh, cool. Omid's buying me a drink. Yeah.
Oh, me bought you a drink.
I said no, honestly, because I had to drive 30 minutes back home afterwards, just in case.
But it's still cool.
But the opportunity was there, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, you know, I'd go back to my house afterwards. I wasn't staying in the city. I had to drive, so be it. That's fine. So I talked to him for a couple minutes, and then Dave Georgian comes in and greets all his staff and so on, and then I cornered him with a couple guys from this company called Metaverse, and we talked for a good hour, just the four of us with Georgeson. It was a lot of fun. Got to grill him on what's coming with Landmark and see his take on things. And I tell you, in person, the guy just has as much energy as you see on the streams. You know, this is just a little bar off the record with mostly his employees, you know? Mm-hmm. And he's still as excited about the game as you see on the streams. It was just awesome to get that kind of enthusiasm direct from the source. You know, it lights a fire under your butt to get back into the game and want to play more too, honestly.
Yay.
I am a tester. I better be doing this.
I paid my $100 to be here. Oh,
I know.
That's right.
I paid to be doing this, yes. But for some reason it's working, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We all paid. And I know when Next comes out, I'm going to pay again.
Yep.
Pretty much.
If they do the same thing. Which it seems like they should.
It would be smart if they did.
Because there's a lot of people that would pay more than $100 to get into Next.
Oh, yeah. And more people than Landmark, so yeah.
Absolutely. Next is going to be something special, I hope. I believe, I think, especially after talking to Georgian.
So anything useful?
So what was said?
Yeah.
What was said?
What was said?
Some off the record things that I can't repeat. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I was just kidding. There really wasn't a lot that was off the record.
Yeah.
He's really excited about the scripting stuff that's coming. There's no date he can give about when it's coming, but coming down the road, the story bricks that you mentioned, adding scripting to your claims and getting it to do things. You know, it's not going to be some overwhelming scripting language that you're going to need a coding degree to be able to write and get your claims to do something special. It's going to be, you know, object 1, object 2, and then some action to connect the two. And then you just stack all those things together, and you know you'll be able to have this big, massive, special item. I don't know how to put it really. His favorite reference was the catapult. You'd be able to build a catapult in your claim and have it fire. You know. And down the road, you're gonna. Well, no, that's what I'm getting to. Down the road, you're gonna be able to have PvP claims. You know, that's what they would like to have someday. You know, and just think about it, being able to have your own battleground that you've built by yourself and have people come in and fight. You know, you set up the rules and what happens and what interactions are there. You know, look at Steelheart's dungeon he had under his castle. You know, you go send people down in there for something. You write your own quests. You know, people go down there to get the treasure from the dragon, but his traps all work. You know, his spike pit that he had works, etc.
I like that. I like being able to put people in dungeons and stuff. So that's cool.
Well, that's a whole different conversation. Back to Landmark.
Back to Landmark.
He and Omid both used the catapult reference. You know, all I could think of was back to the old arcade days or the console days where you had the game Rampart, where you had 4 corners, everybody had a little castle wall that you fought through catapults back, trying to knock each other's walls down. You know, build something like that. They use also the example of build your own MOBA. You know, have your own League of Legends on your claim.
Ooh.
Not that I want to name another game in this cast, but still.
But, man, you'd have to have a lot of claims, right?
Well, I mean, you get 4 now, right? Imagine down the road where they figure out how to link it up for a guild,
Yeah.
Yeah.
group claims, etc.
Grievance game. It's gonna be like this massive, like
Its own game.
yeah, its own game, or make
I
your
like
own.
it.
Because like in EQ2 and stuff, you had your build your own dungeon or housing and everything like that, right? And so now
Yeah.
imagine this entire completely customizable world you can make, where you can script mobs, or you can build your own looking how your dungeon's gonna look and everything, or your trap doors or your traps, or
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna be insane.
You're not limited at all.
Yeah, not
except
limited
for
at all.
what your ability is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's only that limits you.
Yeah,
So that's what's cool.
and just make sure it all works, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the fun things to do in guild halls and stuff when they first came out in EverQuest was doing the obstacle courses. I loved making those. I wasn't great at making them. I was good at doing them, though. But we always had them set up everywhere, and we would try and jump through them. It was cool. And it'll be fun to do that in an environment that's so much more tweakable.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah. So any other things, Thalan? Anything special, or was it pretty much mentioned in the live stream that they had yesterday?
Beyond that, it's just his dreams of what this could be, especially seeing he was passionate about the PvP side and what they can imagine that could come down the road,
Yeah.
That's not to say that this is coming. It's just that they have, their own, they're fans of this stuff, they like what they do, and you can see that by talking to them. So they have their own dreams and hopes of what these things might turn into someday,
Yeah.
It's all a matter of what the developers can come in
Yeah.
with,
It almost seems like when this game finally releases, it's not going to be really a release. It just seems like this game is just going to keep building and building and building and building.
Yeah.
And 2 years down the road, this game is going to be like a completely different beast than what we see right now, than just mining
Yeah.
or chopping wood and building. Like, we don't even know what's possible, and I think that's what they're trying to portray. Like, they're so excited, but like there's no way to say, like when they were first excited about imagine building your own world, and you can, and we were like, oh wow, like look at that, look at those tools, and now we're at that and past that, right?
Yeah.
And they're talking about all this stuff, and yeah, they can tell us, or they can show us, like they did at SOE Live, you could build this, and we're like, oh wow, I can never imagine building this. And now what we have now, what people are building, like we never imagined that. And so,
Oh, I know.
yeah. And so now
Sounds
they're
crazy.
trying to portray, oh, you have a catapult or whatever, but like imagine what people are going to come up with. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How they'll expand on that. They'll start with this little thing, and then it'll just go, poof,
yeah,
And I mean, you also have to think the fact too that they're going to have the store in the game too, the player studio, all this stuff that people can invent and give to other players or sell to other players, etc.
Yeah.
It's not just a matter of what you can make on your claim. You can make it on your claim, package it, and have other people get it too. It's the sky's the limit. I mean, things have only gone so far when it comes to EverQuest 1 and 2 when it comes to the studio.
Mhm.
Imagine
Oh, I
what's going to
know.
happen with Landmark Studio and EverQuest Next Studio. You can build a skyscraper or a castle for somebody to get from you. $10, you buy a castle, it's on your claim, but that money doesn't go to Sony, all of it. It goes back to the person who made it too.
Yeah. And then
know?
with how they said it compounds, like let's say that you make a chair, someone
Yeah.
makes a dining set, and so it just keeps getting repackaged and repackaged. You get a residual income from all that. It's
Yeah.
not just the original one; it tracks that unit that you designed,
yeah,
and I think that's great. I mean, it's amazing to me that they're able to, but it's great that they can, and. How great is that for someone to make money off gaming? Let's be honest, who doesn't want and dream about that,
Yeah.
So,
Well, I watched like this, like there are people out there who, for a living, they do this. Like people in, what's one of the first kind of world games where you could spend real money and stuff.
First world game. I'm not sure what you're going for, but
It's a game where you can pretty much build your own world, and it had a lot of inappropriate things in it. And
what?
Minecraft.
not
I don't know what you're
Minecraft,
looking
not
at.
You
Minecraft, not
playing.
Minecraft, not Minecraft.
Are we allowed to talk about this? What is it?
The I
know.
don't know why I cannot think of the name of the game right now, but
You're being very vague. It's hard
Yeah.
to
I
even
know.
guess.
it's kind of more like, it's like almost like a 3D Facebook, and You know, like
Oh,
remember PlayStation's Home? It's like a older version of PlayStation Home. You know what I'm talking about now, Dad.
I'm with you now. That was a while ago
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
I mean,
but
for some reason I was thinking like,
Second Life. There you go.
yeah. Okay.
Yes, Second
I
Life.
looked at it. It
Yes,
was weird.
Papuza.
Sorry.
Thank you. Second Life. That's what we're talking about. So, anyways, in Second Life, they had a crafting system where you could just build clothes for people, and you had to have
Yep.
some like 3D program. Um,
And malls you could go
yeah,
shopping in.
you can.
It
You
was
had
so
malls that
cool.
you should go shopping in. People could make their own virtual shops and stuff. And there's people who sit at home and just make clothes for Second Life, and they make
Yeah.
a living off of it.
Really?
Yes. And this is a
I
game
remember
that's
that.
not like, I mean, it was popular a while back, but by no
Oh,
means it's
a
not like,
while ago.
yeah, it's not, by no means it's not World of Warcraft, right?
No, oh no, because you don't have
Yeah,
an object
yeah.
or a
There's no,
mission.
yeah,
There's
there's no
no,
mission. People just hang out in it and kind
yeah.
of,
People walk around and you hear everyone talking. It was just,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
weird.
It's really weird, but some people liked it or whatever.
It's social interaction for people who are antisocial.
Yeah, and
That's exactly what it is.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
Magic
I don't want to
Rules.
go to a bar. We're going to go to a virtual bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
virtual bar. I guess
that works.
it worked for some people, right?
Yeah. Hey, everyone has their thing. That's what's the great thing about the internet.
And Magical, those keys are lunar anklets in Landmark. So if you get one and you put the code in, you get a lunar anklet and you can just jump really high in the game. That's about it.
Bounce.
Yep.
Yep.
But you can only get those in giveaways. You can't craft them or anything. Nope.
I know. One day.
Yes. Yeah, one day you'll be able to.
I
Yes.
will.
Yes. But
Have to scroll back up and steal a key.
yeah. But
That's
anyways,
right. Go quickly,
people
guys.
were just making money in that, and then Smedley tweeted out last week that someone making planet-side weapons for the store has already made over 100 grand.
Yeah, that was very surprising.
Yes, there you go. But they came up at, I mean, they made $100,000 in the game just making guns, right? So imagine what people are going to start making. Like, there's some really talented people out there for building things in Landmark. Like, what are people going to do? Or what are people going to build
Yeah.
or whatever? Like, I've seen so many things and I have no idea how they built that. Even with
Yeah.
micro voxels or
Yeah.
this, like, how do I do
Negative
that?
voxels. And,
Yeah, negative. Well, now that we don't have error with when we copy and paste now, so we don't have to worry too much about negative voxels all that much.
Yeah.
But just some of the things people are building, it's like or you don't want to spend hours making that, right? So hey, I'll give this person $2 for
Yep.
this cool little thing, and then imagine 20 other people will give them $20, or you make a template with their building in it, like Dark was saying, then
Yeah.
they get some income off of that.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's like swap meets now. I mean, that's the only way I got anything cool because I actually during alpha took a break for like 2 weeks. I was so depressed. I kept seeing all these pictures and I kept thinking, I need to do that. I should be able to do all that. And then I had to realize that no, it's okay. It's okay if you can only build a box. It's okay if you can just craft flowers and make a pretty garden. That's okay. You don't have to do these magical things, but they're just incredible. I can't wrap my head around how people do it. I love to watch like a time lapse of someone making it just to see like what they're doing. You know, it would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And Magic Rules, so last week this happened, but when the servers were down,
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if are they up right now, Thalan?
Yes, there.
Oh, okay. Because when the servers are down, the way that key works is you have to have your character in, or you have to have a character in Landmark already, and the server has to be up because it literally gives it to your character in the game. And so when the game was logged off, none of the keys work. Like even I couldn't use a key or whatever. But then as soon as the servers came back up, the keys worked and they weren't invalid. But they were also invalid. They say invalid, but someone's already used them. I don't know why these
Yeah.
keys for some reason say invalid, It just
Just means someone's used
yes,
it.
it
Yeah.
just means someone used it. Unlike the beta keys, it just says that one was already claimed. But yeah, don't ask why. But they do work. They do work. We've had some people in the guilds get them, and the ones that we're giving away right now, and they work.
Yes.
Yes. So, anyways, the patch, or unless there's anything else, Thalan, that you.
Well, unfortunately, they weren't actually there to show anything. They were just there for the panels.
Yeah. They're there for
They
the
had a
panels
really
and kind of schmooze with everybody, right?
yeah. And I didn't get to talk about Landmark next. I mean, EverQuest Next. It was just all about Landmark because, I mean, it was literally an hour straight of questions back and forth about Landmark and just his excitement about what's coming with Landmark.
Yeah.
It was just cool, you know, from the horse's mouth directly, just to see this excitement.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
infectious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure
And
they're
it-
saving some stuff for maybe E3 because they showed.
Think
I
so.
remember they showed Next before E3 or at E3 last year before they did SOE Live. They were showing it behind doors and it was getting like best of game for every MMO RPG outlet, but they could never talk about it. But they're like, trust us, you're gonna be excited about Next. And then SOE Live came and we're like, oh, that's why they were so excited, because it's completely different, right? So maybe they're just saving
Yeah.
stuff for E3 and then of course their own convention, SOE Live, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like to make the public announcements at Sony Live because I remember
Yeah.
Dexella saying, we're excited about this game, but our community is more important. We want them to be the first people to see the excitement, the new things, all that stuff. And I have a lot of respect for that because it would be easier just to go to all the big conventions and be like, here's all our new stuff. Oh, you guys can just go there if you want to hear it firsthand. But I love that they wait for Sony Live for that stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you feel important, that we give them so much money.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're going for a reason, right? You're not just going with, oh, they already talked
Hear
about
the
all
same old,
this.
same
Yeah,
old.
same
Yeah.
old stuff. Like, oh, we heard this at PAX, we heard this at E3. Like,
Yeah.
it's something you haven't seen before. And,
Yeah.
and you usually get into the betas of, like, every game that they have.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like, oh, you get the free copy of the next expansion for 1, 2, and next.
And you get a copy. And you get a copy.
Yep,
And you get a
everyone
copy.
gets a copy. Yes.
And you get a lunar inkling. You get a lunar inkling. You get a lunar inkling.
So, for updates this week, then, live stream, they showed off clear glass props.
Yep.
Everyone's
made
been
a
waiting
few.
for glass. You've made a few?
I have a huge picture window, and I have one really big one, and I dropped it down on the ground because I was having I had a hard time lining them up. I don't know why. So I just made one really huge one, and I just scaled it up, and then it's beautiful. And I made some stained glass too, but that may have already been in. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the stained glass was in
Okay.
last week. They had 2
Yeah.
stained glass windows, but then now they have the clear glass. They're all props.
Yeah, it's nice.
We don't have the material yet, so
Nope.
we can't build.
Which is fine. I don't care how it's made.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, at least it's there, right? Now it's
Yeah.
not just air.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I
not
can't
just
run
a-
through it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going-
can't run through the window.
Like, wait a minute, what's going on? Oh, like the whole thing where they do with the I thought that was cute. Jumped in the glass box and he was mighty.
Yeah.
I did that today to see. It does
Really?
do that.
You just wanted to see the mime.
I walked up to it. I was like, oh, it's doing the miming thing. I am easily entertained. What can I
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. They showed that during the live stream too. It was kind of funny.
Yeah,
Yep. But they were excited about it.
I understand.
Yeah. So other just major notes from the patch this week.
Don't forget the compass.
The compass.
Oh, yeah.
The Who would have
was cool.
known that the compass was like so important?
But it makes such a big difference. You're not as you're
Yeah.
running, you're hitting
Where am
M.
I
and you're
going?
screaming. You're like,
Where
what
am
am I doing?
Yeah. Like times when you'd be like, okay, the portal is this way. I need to run this way.
Yeah.
Or my claim's this way. I need to run this way. But
Oh,
then,
there's a
like,
mountain in the way.
Yeah,
Which
there's
way
a
do I go now?
yeah. I'll go over it, but then like you press M and you realize you're like 90 degrees off. You're like,
Yep.
how did I end up heading this way or whatever? But
When you stop to harvest something, then you're all like, everything looks the same. I don't know where I was going.
Yeah.
So yeah, yep.
yeah, I know compass. I remember in EverQuest 1.
I was just gonna say, shouldn't we have had max or setting first?
Yeah, EverQuest 1 when you had to pull out the compass. Anybody remember that?
Yep.
You had to pull out the compass. We're like, oh, that's where I'm going. Yeah, like it wasn't on your screen. You had to
Oh
look
wow.
at the compass in your inventory and be like, "Oh, I'm heading north," so you knew which way you were going. It was
That's rough.
amazing. Yeah, that was
Not
that
sure
was
I'd like that.
that was like when EverQuest first came out or whatever. But yeah,
And then
oh,
you used to have to train the skill up too.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You had to
Oh
keep using
geez.
it because
Compass skill, huh?
yeah, it wasn't. That's right. It wasn't
That's
like you didn't really
horrible.
know how to use a compass. It was like, oh, you could,
Yeah, the true
yeah,
north spell
true
too.
north spell. There you go. Where you would just, yeah, lock. It was just like, where am I? Where am I? But to use the compass, like you had to train up because it was like you think you were heading northeast or whatever, or you think you're heading north, but then as you got better at it, you're like, oh, no, I'm heading north. Like you knew.
Once you
If
knew
you
the
figure out,
zone, it was all easier. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
you,
but
you just figure out the trick too. You just back row it to your arrows, turn left, turn right, go straight, whatever. You just max it all automatically.
yeah, yeah, like Capus, like every we would use the slash lock. Like you had to know what location you're at, and you tell people,
Yeah.
"Hey, group up with me. I'm at slash location this number or whatever." Like that's how you found people. You didn't see them on a map. You couldn't find them, or you couldn't. I think eventually you could just click on somebody and you'd be like, "Oh, they're over there." But most of the time, if you wanted to find them, you had to do the slash lock.
Well, see, I came from EverQuest Online Adventures. I didn't actually play EverQuest 1, so I came from the console version because I was a console gamer. And I don't, I was trying to remember what our mapping system was like. I remember just landmarks being the only way I remember getting around. Like, there were so many times I'd be running through the cat area. I can't remember what it was called there, but if I wasn't on the right side of this one mountain, you would be way in the middle of nowhere. So I don't remember us ever having a map. I remember having this big Prima guide. It was like that big. It was. I still have
Yeah,
it
yeah.
actually in a
Back
tote because
back
I keep
back back when
everything.
we had to buy Prima guides.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Yeah,
They weren't on the internet,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I would go through. I'd be looking for a map. I'm like, okay, there's the mountain range. So I think it was pretty hardcore with the PlayStation version. So I feel the pain there.
You
Yeah.
know, I've got my
It's crazy.
PlayStation guide around here somewhere actually.
I was like, "Where's Thalan looking?" I just see him like looking around, like, "Oh no, he's lost it. He's gone."
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah. Oh. He's gonna go get his Prima guide.
No, I just not
Oh,
gonna bother. But it just reminded me that it's got to be right around my head. One of these piles of
Okay.
books I got here.
Okay. Yeah, but slash lock, like, but that was the stuff that kind of made EverQuest, right? Like the adventure, like
yeah.
you
Yeah.
felt like you did it. There wasn't no big old arrow saying go here and this is the spots and this is where you'll find this person. It was like you
Yeah.
literally had to. It was like Indiana Jones. You had to look at the map or find the location, then figure out how to get to the location, or it was east this way or whatever.
Wispy trails that
Yeah,
EverQuest you had. Those were
Yeah.
nice.
Where's my corpse?
yeah,
Yeah.
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 The
my
wispy
corpse.
trails.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
were handy.
yeah. Sometimes.
Oh, except when they went through walls and you're like, what? How do I get through the wall?
Yeah,
I don't know. Or it's down in the ground. And you're looking like, yeah, okay, it's down there. Sure.
yeah, yeah. Somewhere. Okay. So before we talk about our last thing, is there anyone in chat that still needs a beta key? Let us know in chat. You need a beta key. This is not a 7-day, but it's an unlimited beta access until the game comes out, pretty much.
Yep.
So if you still need a beta key, let us know, and then we'll do a little giveaway where you have to answer a question. But if you still need a beta key, raise your hand.
I don't.
Just say
That'd
you
be
need
bad.
one. We'll see how many. Maybe if there's only one of you, we'll just give it to you for watching. But anyways, oh, Papuza.
Oh,
Just because,
Papuza.
just because you said what was it? Second Life.
Second Life.
Oh, you knew the question.
That was
it.
the question.
That
You
was the
just didn't
question.
know.
Yes. Yes.
It was a
Oh.
trick all along. We knew what Second Life was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we knew what
right.
Second Life was.
We knew.
That one's still going. I have no idea what the Second Life is, but anyways. Okay. So last week when
That's okay, Magic. Save him.
Oh yeah, that's okay, Magic. You could save him. But what was I saying now?
I don't know.
Oh, the craftable items. Remember when they came out with the lights, the orbs?
Oh yeah.
and the only one you could craft was white light,
Yeah.
and you had to buy all the other colors. Everyone was kind of upset. I was kind of upset. I was like, wait. I was
I
like,
wasn't gonna buy 'em.
I was all excited about making color orbs, and then I couldn't
Hmm.
because you had to spend money.
That wasn't cool
Yeah, that wasn't
at
cool.
all.
Because you can have everything, but people with money can build something that you can't. So what was cool about SOE was they went back on what they said and said, you know what, we
job.
were wrong. And you can now craft any color you want.
That's right. I like a game that can admit that it maybe made a mistake on something, and there's probably a better way to do it. I can respect that. That's cool.
Yes. That is cool. What
Yeah,
do you
and
think,
I
Thalan?
linked my violet lumicite. I'm sorry, I linked it like 3 times, but I'm very excited. Go
Your
ahead.
violet lumicite?
So pretty.
Ah, so pretty. So Thalan, what do you think about
Yes, sir.
SOE kind of just listening to the community? Because how many games do that? People are like, "Oh, I'm upset about this," and they go, "Okay, we'll change it to how you want it."
Absolutely, including SOE.
Yes, yeah.
And
Because in the past,
they don't exactly have the perfect track record when it comes to listening to the people, at least the right people.
no,
So it seems they've been listening with the correct ear, I guess, so far. Let's hope
Yeah.
it stays that way. They're trying the best effort they can do, it seems, you know. There's always going to be the vocal few that get their point across more than some of the majority out there. It's just the way it works, unfortunately.
yeah,
But for the most part, I mean, they're trying to filter that with what other people are saying too. It's not necessarily taking the loudest scream. So far, it seems to be pretty good.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
You know,
so we're giving away the beta key. There's only 2 of you, but who can guess Dave Georgeson's in-game name that he uses in the games?
oh, come on. That's the hardest question you come up with.
I know.
Well, there we go. There's 2 of them. They got to come up with it.
Yep, whoever says it first.
Yeah, whoever types it in first. It's like in his tweet, or it's like in his title, like every single time.
Yep. You know what's funny though is he's had that obviously forever, and way back in the day during EverQuest 2 days, I didn't put it together that it was the same person. I don't know why. I mean, it's Smoke Jumper, but I didn't
No,
know
not
that
Farron. That's what's his name?
Michael's.
that's Michael. Yeah, Terry Michaels.
Yeah, Terry Michaels. Yeah.
It's yeah.
And don't put a question mark if you're entering because just say the name. He jumps
Say
a
it with
lot.
gusto.
He jumps a lot.
Wow. Come on, guys. Come on, you can do it. Google.
You can do it.
Google's your friend.
Google-
It's okay to use
Google.
Google
Come on, Paputza.
or Twitter.
Or
You can do it.
Dallin Twitch. Dallanon.
Dolan.
Dallanon.
Well, we know I botched names, so
Tolan
I'm
on
not-
Twitch.
Yeah. Flame, no, not flame. Or it kind of has to do with flames. What comes out of a flame?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you put a fire out.
But
Oh,
don't put
there we
lol.
go.
Don't put
That one,
LOL.
that one.
Don't put LOL.
Oh, don't put it LOL.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to use the stupid widget, don't you, Dash?
Yes. Yes, I do. I do. Come on, Paputa. You can do it. Well, anyway, the thing's gonna stay up, and it's not gonna give a a private message to him, but. I should just
Magic
give it to
made a
him.
good point.
Yes. Yeah. There we
There we
go.
go.
Yay.
Yay!
Why? Oh.
Oh, Papuzza.
There we go.
Congratulations.
Yay. uh, that's funny.
I'll be honest, I didn't even realize I was doing it, so I feel a little dumb, but
Yeah.
I just wanted someone to get it too. So.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Pizza. Dallin Twitch, we might have something
Yeah.
for you too. Yeah. That was so funny. So anyways, yeah, Smoke Jumper. Smoke Jumper
Smoke Jumper.
is his name.
Yes.
Paputza, I will get the code to you after the cast. So yes. So SOE, they've been having a good track record lately, right? With their reneging on things like the $15 a month when we weren't gonna get any more station cash.
Ugh.
But
Yeah.
now we are. And now we
Yes,
can
but you have to
live.
log in and claim it. Don't
Yeah,
forget
you have to
that.
log in and claim it. Just like whatever we call it. Just like our claims, you got to make sure you put your copper in.
Well, they talked about that. I watched all the casts, so I was watching the Planet Side 2 one today, and I couldn't even tell you the guy's name. He's one of the other guys. Explained kind of like how he had a little PowerPoint. It was cute. And so, yeah, it's like it's like a little claim button. You hit it, it shows it's claiming. It tells you when it's going to come back around. So it'll actually give you a date. So you can put it on your calendar, or if you forget and you lose your calendar or something, or your phone dies and Google disappears and you need to find it again, it'll always be in game for you. So that's really cool. And I think it's rolling out in the next couple of weeks. It sounded like 23rd. I could be wrong. I'm bad with dates.
They did say too that they're gonna have a what's it called? A new blueprint coming out, like a more detailed blueprint.
Nice.
Because like the old blueprint kind of was like this stuff's coming out, and then it came out like in pieces, like everywhere. But even like the first part of the blueprint, some of the stuff we're still missing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Not to
I'm
interrupt
bad
that,
with
but
those.
Smedley's having this bizarre self-conversation on Twitter right now.
Oh, is he really? My Twitter.
You know what would be pretty darn cool? Legit private
Oh, I
MMO
see.
servers. That would be cool. Yeah, that sounds fun. I bet we could even pull that off at scale. It would be cool if, say, just for example, SOE ran master servers with versions that could choose to take or not,
Yeah.
depending on or not in the feature. But if we separate it into packages, now that sounds like a pie in the sky idea. Yes, it does. But what if we like pie? I like pie. You like pie. So why not just go for it? Said no one sane ever.
Yeah.
So what is he doing here?
I don't know.
It's not like Smedley to just throw this random
Well,
stuff out there.
People were saying like, why could like all these games like that just
Yeah.
went offline, like Free Realms or Star Wars or SWG or Vanguard's coming offline. Like, if no one's gonna use it, why not let people use
The code.
the code?
Mm-hmm.
Or why not let them use it on a private server?
They did do that with it was Disney though. They did that with Toontown, and they actually have someone that's remaking it. Yes, I love that game. Anyway,
You don't want to admit
so-
that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is the second time I've actually said it out loud, so it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a good move. They weren't planning on making money from it anymore. It's just code's going to sit on a virtual shelf. Why not let people do something with it?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. So we'll see then.
Yeah.
Maybe he's hinting at something like he
That's-
likes to do.
I'm confused with the pie. I just want
Yeah.
pie now.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He is very infrequent when it comes to tweets.
Yes. Like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you
So
see him on
it's-
Elite Lounge? That was funny. I'm sorry. that cracked me up when he was doing Skype.
Yeah.
He's entertaining.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll see what that means.
Yeah, we'll see what that develops into. I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It
that's
almost
all.
sounds it might be H1Z1 related too, with the
Maybe.
private servers being kind of like DayZ, and I won't go down with all that, but
Yeah.
I like those games too. So maybe because
That's
people
true.
are
That's
used
true
to that Arma
because-
3 and all those. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Maybe H1Z1 because that's what he's been talking about mostly lately. Is
Right.
Yeah.
because we have George and everybody focusing on EverQuest franchise. So maybe Smed's pushing the H1Z1.
he really
Especially
is.
since they're cast tonight too.
Yeah, I watched that. That was good. I watched it while I went to pick up my kids. I had it sitting on my dash waiting in the line to pick up. But yeah, he's been really on board with that. Him and the Jimmy Wiesenhunt. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then Adam Artgleger is now on that team too. So they have a lot of good designers on that team. But everyone's used to those type of games being, I'm sorry. I will stop talking about this. This Landmark. My bad.
It's okay. It's okay. That's
I'm
okay.
really I'm excited.
Excited about
it's
H1.
overhyped, but I'm excited.
Okay.
It'll be free to play,
Yes.
so I'll play it.
Yes. Okay. Dalanan, I'll get you a key. Don't worry. Okay, so that's all the time we have. All the news. We talked for a good amount of time about a lot of stuff.
Hey, we beat the
Random
Wild
stuff.
Side cast in length.
Yeah, there we go.
It's only
And they
free.
had more
Oh,
people.
They had more people.
They had
Yes.
more things to talk about.
Yes. Yeah, we were missing someone. Someone didn't show up.
I know.
August.
Hey, Wildstar, suck it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Like
Like
none of
where-
us ever played WildStar ever.
No,
Yeah,
that
I'm
game
not playing
sucks.
this
Never play
weekend.
that one. Play Landmark
Okay.
only.
Okay. There's some WildStar person in here. Okay.
Not like I'm gonna be
I
logging in
already
the
called
morning.
out on the last stream. They said, "Oh, Darkraven will be playing WildStar." So yes, I am.
Yes.
I'll be
Yes.
playing WildStar.
Yes. So make sure you guys tune in. Saturday, we have a live stream for WildStar, giving away more stuff. We also have a Star Citizen cast, which you can tune into there too. And yeah, that's what we got. Servers going up for WildStar. Servers are up for Landmark right now. So
Happy
everyone-
Easter.
WildStar cast will be featuring the WildStar women.
Yes.
That'll be
Yes.
entertaining.
It'll be fun. And Dashivah,
Mhm.
but you're kind of a girl name, so you're kind of like a girl too.
Yeah, I'm a Dash.
We accept you.
And it is Easter weekend, so you need to go buy the requisite ears at the store now.
Yes.
Yes.
You have no choice.
Pink bunny ears. Yes, you must.
Okay, so make sure follow us on Twitter. We got Darkraven_G3, Thalan_G3. I'm just at Dashivah or at Grievance Gaming. Check out our YouTube channel if you missed any of our other casts, and follow us here on Twitch. If you haven't clicked yet, click follow.